Okay, we're back on Grimnasty TV. All right, so first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to Cars Are Coolicorn for helping making a contribution. As always, I like to make sure that I give a shout out to those people as well. Just because whenever these things are done, it helps makes cracking these codes more progressively in effect. As whereas if I'm alone doing the same type of efforts on my own, it is less effective as it would be if we come together. And I really appreciate that. People who want to support this channel can. In the text body, in the body it says welcome to Grimnasty TV and support this channel if you're interested in that. And I also have brochures and all kinds of stuff about what's going on. And so far it starts to seem like this rabbit hole is going even further than we could imagine. Just to explain in simple relative terms, as someone created a light simulation that we all originally existed in, then technically that simulation that we exist in is not actually real. I mean, 100% real, but it is real because that is what life is that we know it, but it's like a fantasy world. But then you can imagine someone seeing that entirely and say, wow, we can create a simulation in a simulation. So simulation and simulation would be kind of like, for instance, like reincarnation or whatever, instead of like everlasting life. And then you've got a different life where you can get old and all the stuff that you consume will make you like, fade away and all that. But then if somebody saw that, they might say, hey man, let's make a simulation within a simulation within a simulation. And then you're like, wait, there's more, So it's just weird. This is possibly maybe not that enthralled into it, maybe not that specific as this movie, but I feel like there's something interesting going on because I managed to do DMT hard enough one day, and she was singing Black Velvet, so she was telling me do some DMT and then see what happens. So now I'm just like seeing this, and when I find out, that's when it seems like they come out and tell me, and I get to these spells where I get really frustrated sometimes, and you have good days and your bad days, it's all kind of a part of it. Sometimes I think it's I'm being groomed to go through hardships or mental perplexing, anguishing things that can cause like a nervous breakdown, kind of like seeing another dimension or seeing another life somehow. And it really blows your mind, and it continues spiraling into different presumptive mental states where you're just thinking like, wait, there's more. You travel rabbit holes like these for years, and then when you get to the end, you see it has a twist in it, like a twist in a movie or whatever, and it goes another direction, and you're just like, wait, there's more. Like you're just like, wait, So I'm hoping that it's not this literal, but it could very well possibly be. Just like they did the Avatar film, they're doing this now. All of a sudden, Matrix Resurrections. That's not what this is from specifically here. This is like a basic, royalty-free type screensaver type thing. But one thing I want to say is it's so strange about this is that when I do DMT, it feels like the intro of Matrix Resurrections when it has that zero and you're like, That's exactly how using your own DMT feels. Like it feels like you are going to teleport somewhere. That's what it feels like. That's why I'm so enthralled in the spine and thinking that, taking shots of turpentine could unleash the spine, or you really want DMT to come out of your spine. Main reason in the relative terms to the witch class or whoever these people are, they obviously can't go further than what they are bred, or whatever's DNA or their family line gets capped off. If they all like follow to that side, they get the perks and the benefits of like stimulus checks or whatever, for instance, like a nice big house, and whereas everybody else doesn't. But they're the ones that are less fortunate are more fortunate because we have the ability to go all the way, and we're not hindered by being capped off. in these electrical capacities of perception that is obviously a simulation within a simulation or such within another simulation probably. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of go through that because that was really profound. That DMT, using it out of your own spine, turn your head and keep your tongue on the roof of your tongue, or keep your teeth smiling, like the Black Velvet song, because it's behind your smile, like the song says. So it pulls it when you're turning your head left and right. It pulls that spine thing out, and a bunch of saliva comes out of there. And if you keep digging it out by turning it, it leads down to the heart. It's a whole nother tube that's next to your windpipe that's full of DMT coming out of the spine and stuff. It's crazy. It secretes out of that hole into your mouth and explodes, and you can taste it. And then it goes up into your body. It seeps in like a sponge, and it makes your whole body see doodles within a more whittled down third dimensional perception, peering into the third and a half dimension, which is now seemingly split into other dimensions, which Cool World doesn't seem to be affected at all, because clearly these beings, these super beings, whether it be Mickey Mouse or, you know, whoever, can transcend between multiple dimensions like it's all just one fantasy anyway, regardless if it's a matrix fantasy that's controllable by